Ooh, that's getting deep. A little muddy. Once I get back to dry land, I think I'm gonna leave this bag, go find my spot, and then come back for the bag. Much better. Come on, Trig. Oh no. Okay. Fair Trig. There's the one trail. So, when you set your hammock up, you want it at a 30-degree angle. Way to figure out a 30-degree angle is your finger. So you go to the rope, go like this. That is roughly a 30-degree angle. So it's just about perfect. Now I'm just taking this bungee cord stuff, and this will be setting up my bug screen, making it wider and everything, so I can really, I guess, see what I'm doing. Have more room. I brought my rainfly / waterproof tarp, if you want to call it that, because it was supposed to rain originally, but now it's not going to, so I'm not shutting any tears over that. Alright, so there's my fire steel. That's a big one. So I had to bring birch bark from home because there's not a whole lot out here. So just going to use a little bit. Take and crumple this all up. Get as much thin, stringy stuff, I guess, as possible. Maybe one great thing, once I get this fire going, these mosquitoes are going to go away. Hopefully. What are you doing, Chucklehead? Watch my camera. Good boy. Good boy. So I'm just trying to make it as stringy as possible. The thinner it is, the easier it is to light. This isn't the greatest birch bark in the world, just saying. But it's what I had. Grab just a little bit more here. And small sticks ready. Something some people do, not everybody, but they neglect to gather enough small sticks to keep the fire going, or they don't get all their fuels ready. And when their tinder burns up, they have nothing to keep the fire going. So this is my Bear Grylls knife. It's got a little fire steel striker right there. There you go. It's just that easy, folks. This is really hunky stuff here, but that's alright. That smoke will help drive these mosquitoes away, I hope. They are horrible right now because it's humid. And it's hot out. Come on, keep burning. I picked this up off Amazon for, I think it's 12 bucks. It's half-inch diameter, so it should last quite a while, and it's 6 inches long, and it comes with this paracord. It's got this little kind of built-in striker deal, but I don't know, I don't really care for it that much. I like the using my knife. You know, buddy. We're not playing fetch right now. This stuff's all small enough. I can break it with my hands or my leg. I don't need an axe or a saw right now. So we're just gonna let this burn down and go from there. Turn into a nice bed of coals, and I got 2 bone-in ribeyes, one for me, one for Trigger. I'm gonna cook those up tonight. I'm not gonna put any seasoning on his, but I will definitely be putting some Montreal steak seasoning on mine, and just cook it over the coals. So Okay. Alright. Pull this one rope out. Spread my hammock out just a little bit. Not too far, but you know, just enough. That's the key, is getting it just enough. What you doing, buddy? Drink some more water. Huh? Okay. I think I'm just going to do the one side. Next, I'm going to adjust the camera. And now, I'm going to take these little branches down, little trees, and in the way. Now I'm going to grab my sleeping bag. Trigger is just going to sleep on the whole blanket tonight. I'm going to take the sleeping bag and put my air pad in it. And the reason I'm going to do that is hopefully to prevent it from sliding one end or the other to where I'm all of a sudden not comfortable. This is just a two-season sleeping bag, if you want to call it that. It's nothing special. It's enough to keep me warm in case it does cool off, which I don't see happening according to the weather. Shelter built, I'll have room to put everything in wherever it is. This I talked about in the gear video. Just a cheaper one, it's an ultralight sleeping pad. It's 74 inches by 22 by 2.2 inches thick. So it's not, you know, anything too terribly heavy duty, but, you know, it's hot out, so I'm really not gonna need it for insulation or anything like that. It's just to make it a little bit more comfortable. I am just dripping in sweat. That. Down. Okay. This isn't self-inflating, but it only takes like 7 to 15 breaths and it's inflated. go, folks. It's kind of crinkled up. This is the first time this one's been out of its package, so it'll take a little bit to figure itself out. So I'll set that there for a minute while I unzip the sleeping bag. So I can get it in there. Somewhat easy, I hope. It's a little bit longer than the sleeping bag, but oh well, it works. Add a little bit more wood to the fire. Starting to get a good bed of coals. Sorry for making you dizzy. Okay, I'm going to grab a couple more pieces of wood. Found a good solid piece of dried oak. That trigger doesn't knock you guys out. This makes some really good coals. That stuff is dry. Let's see if I can find a little bit more. I'll be right back. Let that burn for a minute. There he comes. I did freeze my steaks before I brought them out because I was a little bit nervous with the heat. But in all honesty, I don't think it'll, I almost think I could have just refrigerated them, but steak still cooks frozen, so that's a big plus. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Almost forgot my pillow. Here, Trigger, lay down. So what I'm going to do is hopefully this piece of rope's long enough. Should be. There's the stakes thawing out. I'm going to take this piece of rope. I'm going to try to throw it around this tree I can't even get my arms around. And cut it. Okay, so we're going to make a Canadian jam knot. So tie a knot close to the end, and you tie a loose knot. I learned this from Joe Robinette, watching his videos. One of the people that inspired me to do this. So I'm going to put it about that high. The way the knot works, it pulls tight on itself and it will not loosen at all. The tighter you get it, the better. So, now that that is there, put that other tree down. Now I got to find a stick. Hey, look, a stick. Take this stick, I'm going to tie it about right there. This is something like that. Now, with these sticks, I can take my tack. There. Now my tack's hanging. Alright. I'll set my axe right there. Trigger drags the tree around. There. That'll hold. Alright, looks like we're getting a pretty good bed of coals. I think I hear a raccoon or something. That looks like a pretty good bed of coals. Okay. Sorry. Small water for you, buddy. Stakes a little bit closer. Thaw out enough that it's not real hard to break them apart, you know. Well, that's happening. I'm gonna keep adding here. A good solid bed of coals going. I might have to burn in half. Also, I need to cut a couple of thicker logs to stick on the sides so I can put my grates on to cook these steaks. So, I think I'm gonna grab the log there, stick one log there. I'm gonna realize I dug this too wide. So there we go. That's my little grate system for cooking on. I cook stuff like steaks and things like that. I'm gonna let that warm up just a little bit. I did pick them up from the scrapyard, so I'll make sure there's nothing on it. It was getting dark out quick. Somehow I'm able to see my breath. I don't know how, because it's still hot out. Okay, now it's not a whole lot of light, so I'm gonna try to figure something out here. There we go. I'll just do this. I won't really understand me when I finish the talk. Get out of there. I'm going to throw Triggers on first, because he is just a starving boy. I'm going to take mine, and we're going to put some seasoning on it, so that I remember where I put it. Put a little bit more seasoning on mine. rub it in just a little bit. Okay. Oofta. Alrighty. We're going to throw a little bit more wood on. A little bit of flame going. There we go. I have my stick, please. Thank you. There, it's about 2 pounds of meat there. I might steal a little bit of triggers. I didn't bring a plate, so I'm going to eat this caveman style. Tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to make some coffee, make scrambled eggs and pancakes. I bought some maple syrup. I'll have to eat them off my pan lid because I forgot a plate. It happens. And then I think we're going to find the exact spot we're going to put the shelter, which I'm thinking right here. There's a nice tree I can tie off of and really make things happen here. I just got to clear all this underbrush out, which that's going to be time consuming, and definitely going to build a chair tomorrow. So we're going to let these cook, and I will get back to you when they are done. These are just about done. I kicked the flame up just a little bit. Wasn't, oops. Oh, that's triggers. Thank God. There we go. I wasn't, thinking, I guess, when I packed my bag, and of course I put my silverware all down at the bottom of my pack with my pot and pan, and as dark as it is, I really don't feel like digging in there right now, so I think we're just gonna leave it. Oh yeah, that's smelling good. I got a little bit more firewood because after this is done cooking these steaks here, I'm gonna get the fire going just a little bit. I keep the bugs away and just, oh, leave the sticks alone. Those are my sticks. Okay, you can have that one. You can have that one. Trigger's having that stick, I guess. That's the one he wanted. But get the fire going just a little bit, kind of relax around the fire and sit in the grass. Build a chair tomorrow. I'll Trigger chews up that stick because that's Trigger's stick. These are looking pretty darn close. I think, as a matter of fact, I'm going to take Triggers off and let it cool down. Just going to sit it in his bowl for now. Oh, that's definitely hot. There's Trigger steak. They're definitely going to let that cool down, because that bone is hot. I think also, I'm going to pull this other grate off. We're going to let it cool down so I can kind of use it as a plate. smoky flavor. Such a chucklehead. Got some dense oak. You look at the stuff on the outside and it looks all rotted and kind of nasty, but that is solid oak. So this is my first video camping like this, and hopefully everybody enjoys it. A lot of really good friends and family made this whole thing possible, and definitely Angie. She definitely, you know, she never doubted me to begin with, and hopefully this all takes off and I'll have her to thank, along with my friends, of course, and family. I'm gonna poke this and see if, oh, she's tender. Cook just a little bit longer. So, country, there's a rumor that somebody buried a treasure out here, and we are going to look for this treasure real quick. And I've got a feeling, because this is some disturbed ground, that the treasure may be buried in here. So let's, oh, there's definitely something in here. Definitely something. Oh, it's a bag of some sort. What could be in this bag? Dig some of this dirt back in. What could be in this bag that somebody would bury out here? What could... is it? I think it is 3rd Street Brew House from Cold Spring Oktoberfest. Apparently Trigger didn't want to wait, and he grabbed his steak while we were finding the buried treasure. So Trigger's steak is gone. He's over here mowing down on it. Thanks for waiting, butthead. At least he didn't grab my steak. So, found the buried treasure, which is this Oktoberfest from 3rd Street out of Cold Spring. And we gonna call this here steak done. So we're gonna sit it right here and let it sit for a couple minutes while I get the fire going. I can sit right there. Like I said, and we're gonna eat this one caveman style, because yeah. Trigger's over there hog swallowing his. There we go. Hopefully that's in frame, huh? Should be. So we're gonna get this fire going again. Scoot over just a little bit closer. So, yeah, definitely need to get some kind of lights figured out here. This is kind of a pain in the butt. So this is my first time having the Oktoberfest by 3rd Street Brewhouse, and it's 4.6% alcohol. It's a pounder. And it's got a little story. It says Zapfeth is? I have no idea what that is. Every year the mayor of Munich kicks off Oktoberfest by tapping the first keg and then declaring Usaft is. Translation, it is tapped. And boy do they ever tap Oktoberfest revelers have, sorry, it's my first day of reading, have appetites like lions, consuming about 440,000 sausages and 1.7 million gallons of beer. This season, Marzen is perfect for prolonged rivalry with rich malty flavor, 4.6 alcohol, good days, yada yada yada. So, fire's a little bit warm, so I think we're gonna scooch just a skosh because I'm literally burning here. So I'm gonna pause you for a second. So, here's my steak. Here's my beer. Not sure which one I want first, and I am not on frame. So we need to adjust this camera here. This isn't going to fly. Okay, so I cracked the beer, and after the hike in here, it wasn't a very long one, probably half a mile, if that, just walking through the marsh area and then hiking through the long grass. I'm glad I wore pants and not shorts. I think I've earned this beer and this steak. I don't know if it's picking up the sound, but you can hear Trigger's hog swallowing his. Very good beer. Clean my hands on my shirt. Okay, we're going to tear into the steak. And like I said, I'm a knucklehead and forgot a plate, so I guess we could kind of cut a chunk off here so I don't look like a complete caveman. Ooh, that is perfect. I don't know how the camera's going to pick it up, but yeah, it's perfect. This is honestly the first time I've ever cooked a steak over the fire like this. And I think that's how I'm going to keep doing it. Sorry for the lighting situation too, by the way. I was going to bring my lantern out, but I thought it'd be too much of a pain trying to carry it, and kind of glad I didn't. This was really good. Especially with this beer. It's made right in Cold Spring, Minnesota, which is probably, I don't know, 45-minute drive from my house. So they've got quite a few different flavors, and I was going to get a variety pack, and they keep talking about the Oktoberfest on the radio. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get that. And that's what I got. Oh, steak is so good. And it is perfect. Really nice and tender. This is honestly the life, just sitting here by the fire, enjoying a steak, good beer. I also brought some venison meat sticks that a good friend gave me. I brought some pepper jack cheese, but I think I'm going to eat that for lunch. There we go. There we are. Got a fire going. The mosquitoes are something else. Mr. Trigger woke me up, I think. And, yeah. So I got a little fire going to hopefully drive some of these dang mosquitoes away. I slept alright. Woke up once or twice, but I fell right back asleep. Oh man, I was trying to get this fire going. I must have got bit about 47 times. Dog. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stay up or if I'm just gonna gather a little bit more firewood and go back to sleep. It didn't rain at all last night, which is a big plus. But I'm gonna go grab a couple more branches.
Come on, Sugar. Oops. There we go. There, can you see me now? Pieces of oak and a couple pieces of maybe it's popple. Here, Trey. Here, Trey. Still in that exploring mode. Trigger. Come on, Trig. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Lay down. What are you doing, buddy? There was a couple of hot coals left, but excuse me, nothing substantial enough to, you know, get the fire roaring. There we go. Kind of in frame. Sugar, what are you doing? These mosquitoes are horrendous. Oofda. We're sure. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Lay down, Chucklehead. He was all kinds of excited when I... Thank you. You can see how excited he is. Just to knock my camera over. Anyways. He was really excited this morning when I started making noise. You quit, Trigger. Okay. He was, super excited this morning when I started making noise and moving around, and he just kept, like running into the hammock, so I would get up out of bed, but I had to pee. So I did anyways. Why don't you bring that here, buddy? Goofy dog. The Trigger's got a great big stick. I brought my thermosol with, which I know I just turned it on, but I don't know if these mosquitoes are just immune to it or don't care. There's definitely a lot of them. So, I don't think I'm really awake enough, I guess, to even make coffee yet. I was going to just fire up my twig stove and use it, but mosquitoes are so bad, I decided it'd be better to get a fire going. Just to help calm them down. I didn't bring any bug spray with, just my thermal cell. So hopefully it kicks in and starts working here. I don't seem to be bugging the Trigger too much, but they're certainly bugging me. Oh, I'm knocking the camera down. This focus so dense. There we go. You see me now? Good. Stayed really comfortable last night. I didn't get too cold. It wasn't too hot. It was a little bit warm at first, but once I stopped moving around, I cooled down pretty good. Comfortably, I should say. I'm gonna sit here and chill by the fire, and once I get coffee brewing, I think I'll turn you back on. Oh, well, I got a pretty good fire going still. Or now, I should say. It's almost 5. Start getting some coffee going. I think to do that, I'm just gonna set my one grate right here. I'm gonna grab my little pot and just get some water boiling. I definitely need my coffee in the morning. You're doing trouble. So I'm gonna grab my So we're gonna grab the pot real quick. Ugh. Fill it with water. There we go. A little pot right on the edge there. So we'll let that get going. I can keep raking coals underneath of it to get her going. It's pretty warm. A fair amount of heat coming out of there anyways. So we'll let that start getting warm. I'll put my coffee, tea bag things in and start going from there. You know, buddy. So I'm just gonna keep adding firewood as I need it. There's a good boy. I will tell you this, being in a new place, so to speak. Trigger. Takes you a minute to get used to the different noises you hear, the different animals crawling around at night, and acorns are dropping, sticks are falling, birds are chirping, squirrels, raccoons. Kind of makes you a little apprehensive of what's going on around you. Like, whoa, what was that? And not supposed to get any rain, but guess what it's doing? starting to sprinkle. Anyways, there is a bear in the area. I know that for a fact. But I think with all the noise I'm making and smoke from the fire, everything else, I think he'd stay away. But who knows? Animals get curious. Oh yeah. Okay, so the water's warm enough that I can add my coffee bags and start letting it steep, I guess you'd call it. So I'm going to grab a couple of, probably 3 of them. Holy smokes. You get even remotely far from the fire, just 5 feet away, and my God, mosquitoes swarm you. I think I talked about this. I'm not sure, maybe I didn't. But this is what I use for coffee. They're Folger singles. They're kind of like a little tea bag. It's real coffee. It's not instant. I just get water going and throw a couple, 2, 3 of them in there and let it boil. Makes a mean cup of coffee. Alright. Let's throw the lid back on that. care of my garbage. I'll get back with you when the coffee's done. I'm going to wait till it's daylight out so I can see what I'm doing before I make breakfast. But coffee will definitely hold me over for a little bit. Okay, coffee is done. Let's try to get in focus here. There we go. So I got my coffee cup. And the best part, I brought creamer. One thing I've learned about this coffee is it takes a little bit for it to cool down where you can actually enjoy it. There we go. That should be hopefully enough creamer. I'm going to set that there for now. Stir stick. I put the creamer in first, so it's going to kind of coagulate at the bottom. Wintertime I'll be able to bring liquid creamer, I think. In summertime, I always just bring the powdered. I didn't bring any salt or pepper or anything like that, but I did bring some Frank's Red Hot. So as soon as these are done, I'm going to put some Frank's Red Hot on them. So they're getting there. Trigger's keeping a close eye on them to make sure they don't run away. After I finish breakfast, I'm gonna put my normal clothes back on and then tear down my hammock, and I'm going to start building my shelter. I want to have it done tonight, or by tonight rather, so I can sleep on it. Because I slept probably a good, 6 hours last night, but just tossing and turning in the hammock. And I don't know, pretty sore this morning. Don't feel like I slept that well. Other than what I didn't get out of the bag all the way and a little bit I spilled, this is roughly probably about 4 to 6 eggs. Next time I'm going to do it just a little bit different. I'm going to bring a Ziploc bag so I can put the right amount of water in and let it soak good like you're supposed to. You know, they turned out pretty close to looking perfect. They're just a little, I think they're going to be a little gritty because I didn't let them soak long enough. So I'm going to grab the Frank's Red Hot real quick. Excuse me. So there we go. That'll get rid of the smoke. I vacuum sealed 3 little tubes of Frank's Red Hot. So I'm not gonna probably use all 3, but there we go. Bon appetit. So, there's my scrambled eggs. Dehydrated them and rehydrated them. A little Frank's Red Hot for flavor. Still alive. There's fallen trees everywhere. Come here, buddy. This one.
Come on, Trigger. Come here, buddy. Okay, so I am going to set this right here on this tree, so don't forget where I left it. I'm going to haul this back up to the camp, see how many more I need for my bed. Come on, Trigger. Come on, Trigger. Didn't feel that bad this morning until I started moving. Holy smokes. It got warm out. I'm not going to be able to wear my glasses, unfortunately. I'm just sweating too much. Come here, Chuck. Come here, you goofball. Come here, Sugar. Okay, so I'm going to take this log, kind of stick it right there, just to help kind of that's not going to work because I'm going to be at an angle. So maybe I'll bring this down some more. There. I can still lay the sticks like that. Stick that right there. Okay. I'm going to stagger these so it's fat end, thin end, and I'm going to switch it so it's thin end, fat end. Kind of keep my bed somewhat level. That one's got a big droop in it. We're going to set this one to the side for now. That's the thing, is trying to find straight logs is sometimes a challenge.
Once I trim these up the rest of the way too, it'll help offset it. Thank you. Set that one right there for now. Well, may have prematurely left my saw behind, but that's alright. I got my little hatchet. I'll even get in frame so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. There. Okay, so that end. There, firewood. So we're getting there. I want to say I need about, let's say 6 more just to be safe. Alright. Yeah, I got this goofy one here too. Out of here, fly. Which I might be able to get the fit right in there or not. Yeah. Oh, it'd be nice to have a machete or an industrial lawnmower. Hey, my saw's still here. Yay. Come here, Sugar. There's 2 more. That was the last one. I think I'll need for now till I start building the back and everything. That's a funny looking mushroom. Don't want to eat that. Stay over here. Holy smokes. Okay. I think these 3 might do it. To be honest with you, they're pretty big. So holy moly, that's heavy. We're gonna drag these back. Come on, Sugar. Oh, dang it, dropped one. We'll come back for it. It's kind of a pain trying to drag these and carry this damn saw. Come here, Trigger. Stay with me. Come at me if you want to leave. I dropped it back there. Oof. There we go. This one here is just a pain. I think this one might become firewood or a wall support or something. That's just bugging the snot out of me. It's a good straight one. Okay, so this is my bed so far. Watch. Sorry, folks. Even without the air mattress and sleeping bag and everything, it actually isn't that uncomfortable. Hi, Trigger. Hi, Trigger. So, yeah, I think this is going to be pretty nice. And there's already, I still got at least one more board, or one more log or two to put on here. And there's actually, I think, enough room for Trigger already. So, okay, so, got the GoPro back on. We're going to go find a ridgepole. Ideally, I'd like to use a live tree for this, but we're not going to, because I'm not out here to destroy nature. So I need to find a big, long, excuse me, sturdy ridgepole. Come here, Trick. This one right here. Almost looks perfect. I didn't even need the saw. Sorry about that. Okay, now we just gotta get this thing back to camp. But first I'm gonna take the saw back, because I was thinking I would need it, but I don't. What are you doing, buddy? Oy, oy, oy. Okay. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's some sandhill cranes nearby. I can hear them. Oh yeah, definitely big enough. Perfect. Alright, now I had to dig my rat's nest of rope. I think I'll use this piece for something else. Really? Okay, this is way more than I need right now, so we're going to trim it down just a little bit. Sure what that is, but it looked gross. So I'm gonna move my little maple syrup holder here over to here. We're going to, why do I want this? Yeah. Where'd my rope go? Okay. Perfect. So, we are going to do the Canadian jam knot again. So you put knot, put a loose knot, okay, this is going to be the pain in the butt part. Wrong one. It's a big ass tree. Okay, so I'm going to take it, tie it to this other rope, just to, you know, stuff. Now just to help support it. Put a couple of basic knots in here. Okay. plenty high enough. So, excuse me, we're going to do the same thing to this side. Good old Canadian jam knot. My grandfather was from Canada. Okay, so little knot in the end, leave a little tail, then a loose knot, about an inch up, actually I'm going to get on this side so you guys can actually see me. Okay, so there's my ridge pole. A little loose knot, run it back through. This is what's great about this knot, is you can basically do it one-handed. There. Take this little bit of excess here and let's give it some more support. Okay, I'm not going to jump on this, but there you go. Got the gist of it. Now I'm going to take and I think I'm going to tie it to this tree, and then I'm going to take probably another branch and tie it from there to that tree just to give it a little bit more support. So I'm going to take and cut some of this here paracord off. And we're doing the same knot again because I like it. Uh-oh, what's going on here? There we go. That should give all the support we need, but just in case, we're going to take and tie a couple of simple knots in there. There. That's pretty sturdy. I mean, I'm not building a house on top of it. This sweat and this shirt make me look fat. But, well, the trigger's down for the count. So, there's that. Now, I've got to get about 100 sticks like that to start building the roof. Yay. You know, I might even be able to just take this. That's certainly not going to be long enough, but for that and that it will be. Okay. Okay, so Trigger and I decided we're gonna go get some water. Come on, Trig. So we're gonna grab the water filter here. Gonna grab both empty water jugs. Excuse me. Where did he go now? Come here. Ain't too bad looking there, huh? Let's see, find a deeper spot. The Trigger hasn't gone yet. There we go. This looks like us. So, Trigger, no. I'm gonna pull up a squat while Trigger stirs up all the water like a good boy. Thank you. Thank you, Trigger. Appreciate you. Goofball. I tell you. Thank you for getting me drenched, Trigger. I appreciate you. Goofy dog. So, now that Mr. Trigger stirred all the damn water up like a little butthead, Trigger, seriously, dude. Quit stirring the water up, you butthead. God. Silly dog. Ouch. Guess that's why they call it razor grass. Yeah. I gotta get all the stuff out of this filter here, because it's a brand new filter, so there's all kinds of charcoal and not that bad stuff like that. So okay, got an irony taste. Hopefully he's not peeing. I don't know if that filters out pee. Trigger, will you get out of there, please? Thank you. So I'm gonna filter my water with Trigger standing in it, apparently, because he's going to be a little butt. Thank you. Goofy dog. Okay, That's a clay longer. Wait. Okay, so this is my bed so far. Watch. Oops. Sorry, folks. Even without the air mattress and sleeping bag and everything, it actually isn't that uncomfortable. Hi, Trigger. Hi, Trigger. So, yeah, I think this is going to be pretty nice. I need to run a ridgepole. In order to do that, you need to be able to connect the two things. Well, I've got the big oak tree over there. I'm going to connect it to, and then I'm going to dig a hole as deep as I can, and I'm going to shove this ridgepole in it and bury it, and then I'll support it probably from this tree and the tree behind me with rope, maybe another stick, and that'll be my ridgepole, which is what my roof is going to go on. So Trigger doesn't take out the camera. So I think I'm going to put it right about here, which is nice clay-like ground. I like this little shovel because it folds down so small. I could literally fit it in my pocket. But a bigger one wouldn't be too bad neither. It's just ground. It's clay, which isn't too bad because it's not real soupy. But there is a bunch of roots in there. And it kind of limits how deep you can go if you only want to dig a little tiny hole, you know. I already feel the humidity building. Okay, I'm a good foot or so down. Which I think once I, like that, I think we want it like that. Once I pack this dirt around it and put all the different supports and everything on it, I think we'll be just fine. So I'm putting the dirt back in and packing it as tight as I can. There. That's my ridgepole. Okay, so now we are going to go, or that's my ridgepole support. Now we're going to go find a ridgepole. I need a
Pretty long one. So, away we go. Okay, so, little knot in the end, leave a little tail, then a loose knot, about 1 inch up. So I'm going to go down this side. Okay, so there's my ridge pole. A little loose knot, run it back through. This is what's great about this knot, is you can basically do it one-handed. There. Take this little bit of excess here and give it some more support. Okay, I'm not going to jump on this, but there you go. You got the gist of it. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to tie it to this tree, and then I'm going to take probably another branch and tie it from there to that tree, just to give it a little bit more support. So cut some of this paracord off. And we're doing the same knot again, because I like it. Get all the support we need, but just in case, I'm going to take and tie a couple of simple knots in there. That's pretty sturdy. I mean, I'm not building a house on top of it. Sweat and this shirt make me look fat, but trigger's down for the count. So there's that. Now I've got to get about 100 sticks like that to start building the roof. Yay! And I might even be able to just take this. That's certainly not going to be long enough, but for that matter it will be. Okay. Right.
Here, here goes just a little bit more support. Excuse me. It is almost 9:15 in the morning, and got the bed done. Other than I gotta trim some pokies off, and we gotta do the roof. Yeah. Okay, so I decided I'm going to build a wall to about this height and then put my roof on. So I pounded 3 stakes in already. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with this one here. So just simple as it sounds, putting a little bit of a spiky end on it. So it goes into the ground easier. There. And once I fill this all in, I'll take and tie the tops together on them. So I'll take and tie those together there, and that'll keep it good and tight. So I'm going to start putting some logs in here. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch that. So I'll get back to you when I get mostly done. I'll take and fill all these gaps in with leaves and twigs and everything else once I get the wall up. Looks like I'm going to need just a few more. And just like the bed, I keep switching it, fat end to thin end, just to help, you know.
Okay, I'm going to put a support in the middle because it is trying to push everything out because of all the weight. So if I do 3, I think it'll hold it a little bit better. So for now, I'm going to pause you. Okay, so I got my wall almost completely up. I think I'm going to put 1, maybe 2 more, and then tie everything together. Let's see what I get out of this last log. Looks like we're doing 1 more. Excuse me. Okay, so now that's up, we're going to take and get some paracord. We're going to tie this thing all together, kind of. I don't like that stake. I'm going to replace this stake real quick. Firewood. This one will be falling up. Hold. Firewood. What I'm doing, can't see it on this one probably, but I'm tying the rope a little bit lower so it kind of pulls down on the wall too.
this is almost where a second hand would come in handy. That's alright, we got this. Okay. Okay, that end's tied. I'm going to do the same to this end. So, go yeah. A real simple knot. Knot failed somehow. Here we go. That's the back wall complete. Now we gotta start laying our roof. So that's what we're gonna do here shortly. What time is it? Almost noon. So I think we'll lay a couple of roof beams, and then we will stop for lunch. So I'm going to pause you for now, and we'll continue on here shortly. Okay, as you can see, we got part of the roof up, but it's going to take a little while. Certainly not going to happen poof done. But Sugar was telling me that he was hungry, so we're gonna do lunch. Lunch today is venison meat sticks and pepper jack cheese. I don't think I'm gonna give Trevor any of the pepper jack. He'd probably love it now, but he'd hate me tomorrow. Oops. Really? Okay. Sit down. Don't beg. Sit. Sit. Nice. Good boy. I know. I crowd my space, man. So, I'm definitely going to get the roof on tonight.
I'm going to try to get at least this wall on this side where I'm going to be putting my head done. And hopefully I can get that wall at least started. But we'll find out. No, put back in. There we go. Oh boy. Not for trailer. Just a little piece. You're gonna hate me in the morning. No. You act like I never feed you. I'm also having a beer because I think I deserve it. Yeah. Better. Out of there. Mine. Here. It's weird, as long as I'm moving, the mosquitoes don't seem to be bugging me. As soon as I quit moving, they swarm me. Yep. Not yours, mine. I'll find it. Get modified for a minute. We'll find it. Found it. Okay, one for me, one for you. Alright, go away. I have no more. Go away. Here. I am sweating up a storm, but it really doesn't feel that hot out. But it's only a little bit after noon, so it could still be building. There's a little bit of a breeze, as I'm sure you can hear the wind. There's so many little trees on the ground, but there's nothing down here where I'm at. So I'm going to enjoy my half-an-hour lunch and this Oktoberfest from 3rd Street Brew House. And I'll get back at her. Okay, a couple more bushels like that and I'll have a roof. Oh yeah. I'll take some of these smaller ends and just place them miscellaneously to help start filling in the gaps. Definitely a lot of those. This definitely is not going to be waterproof, but once I get done, hopefully it'll be water repellent.
Okay, the roof's on. Just have to do some thatching, a little bit more filling in. But like I said, it's not gonna rain or anything, so I'm gonna add another support right about there, just to help support that main beam. And then I'll end up probably adding another one right there. I'm gonna start building this wall. I'd like to get that done tonight yet. And hopefully that one too. It's what time is it? It's 1:42.
So a few more hours of daylight, but I'd like to cook dinner in the daylight. Get a good night's rest, get up early, and finishing some things before I gotta go. But that's it so far. So I tied a sport right here. I stuck it down in the ground, then I used that good old-fashioned knot, tied it tight. I'll put another one next to it, do the same thing, and then I'm going to go and try to trim the back a little bit, and then start laying my logs to get my wall put up. So, I gotta find one more stick like that, and I can go to town. So, I'm going to try to shore these up, so to speak. Hey guys, it would be probably kind of a pain to try to get logs lined up right. So, I'm going to start here. Try not to get hidden. Stand up and do this. This is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. Okay. One log just will not stay. I don't know what its deal is, but I'm going to fix that. The last thing I want to do is get cracked in the head by a log. And to fix that, we're going to use
some rope. Bolt rod. Okay. So apparently I'm gonna have to hold this thing while I get this rope ready. Okay, I'm gonna put these last few branches in today and kind of take her easy. It is extremely hot out, and I'm starting to get a headache and everything else. I have no way to filter water, so I am taking a little bit of an easy on that. But so we're just gonna lay these last couple in here, button her up for the night, so nothing cracks me in the head. Hold off on that one for a second. I'm gonna go over here and grab something. I'm gonna take this and try to wedge it in here to hold this thing up. Up there. Really? There. That wedged in there, which is probably going to screw everything else up, but hey, at least that part's up, right? There. I'm going to turn this short one into a stake. I'm going to stick it in back there. Good enough, hey. Okay. So, as I was saying, this is how I'm doing the rest of the night on the shelter. If it cools down a little bit, I might throw some branches and stuff up top the roof. But right now, this is it. I'm just way too hot. So that's it for now. That's all. The bigger my wall's getting. I am just drenched in sweat, and I've had my one shirt from yesterday. I let it dry out, and I changed the other shirt again because it was just absolutely soaked. I got a slight headache. I drank some kind of vitamin C and B stuff to try to keep my electrolytes and everything up, and still have the slight headache, so I'm just gonna take her easy for the rest of the day until dinner time in about 3 hours. I'm gonna work on getting my bed put together, lay the wool blanket down, and get the sleeping pad and everything in order, and just kind of tidy up camp a little bit. Not sure what time I'll leave tomorrow. I don't know if I want to take off about noon or take off about 2. Definitely need a shower. I'm not going to dig the fire pit bigger tonight. I'll do that in the morning when it's cooler, or next time I come out. So, yep. Poor Trigger is just tuckered right out. He's sleeping. We did a lot of running around today and last night. So, good news is there's a nice breeze coming through my shelter, so that's a big plus. I think eventually I might extend the roof a little bit or something, I'm not sure. And that long grass we were walking in on the way in, I think when it turns brown, I'm gonna go collect a bunch of it and use that for thatching on the roof too. And worst case scenario, if it does leak, I can always hang my tarp inside, and whenever I come out, that way it don't get dripped on. But yep, that's about it. I'm just laying this here down as like a undergarment, whatever you want to call it, underlay, to keep from poking a hole in my air pad. A good heavy duty wool blanket. There we go. Now, that one is up on this side. Let's give her a whirl. Oh yeah. That's comfortable. All right. There. Eventually, I might dig this a little bit further that way. I'm not sure. But I pretty much plan on having walls all the way around except for right here. So that's where all the heat will come in. And I think what I'm going to do with that long grass, if I've got the time and it works, I'm going to tie it into kind of like tubes, I guess, of grass, and I'm going to use it to insulate the inside of my shelter, the walls. And I'm going to just throw loose sticks and loose grass on the roof just to help with that. And I think I'll get probably get a slightly cheaper tarp and hang up there. But all right, I'm going to get a fire going. Earlier when I was walking through the woods, I found some pretty decent sized birch. It had some okay pieces of bark on it. So I'm gonna, there it is. Gonna grab a little bit of it to not damage the tree, but so these feathery pieces like this, that doesn't harm the tree. So when you really start tearing into it, that's when it can harm the tree and make it get sick. Watch out, Peter. So I'm just going to grab some of this, real feathery stuff. There's some more here. Oops. That's a piece. There's another big one over here. See what it's got to offer. See, this is the reason it does this is it's kind of like when a snake molts. It's growing, so its bark splits and comes off. As long as, yeah, gross spider web. As long as you just take the stuff that's cracking and falling off, you shouldn't have to worry about causing any damage to the tree. So I think that's enough of that. Grab a couple of these small twigs and some yellow birch twigs. Grab some of those. Okay. I'm going to go this way. There's some more birch. But I've got enough, so well, trigger. Okay, so got all our birch bark. Put that right there. I got all my smaller twigs right here. I'll get those all ready. Okay, so that's not. Okay, hold on. Sorry. You have to look at me for a second. I have to look at my belly for a second. Okay. So, here's my fire steel again. I love it when you watch survivor shows on certain network television and they're doing this number, or you watch a movie and they're doing this and they get a fire going. This actually isn't as easy as it appears sometimes. There, finally. And you've seen how many times I had to do that to try to get this thing to light. After that all burns away, we're going to hurry up and try to get our smaller twigs on. You always want to start small and work your way up to big. But you don't want to put too much on at once because you'll actually smother the fire. So we're going to let that catch for a minute. Smoke will hopefully help keep these bugs away. Because of the smoke and everything it makes.
some oak that I'm going to cut up to put on later. Get some really good heavy coals. And one thing people don't take into account also is the moisture in the ground. You know, if it's swampland and you're trying to start a fire, that moisture in the ground will actually keep your fire from burning properly. So sometimes, you know, if the situation calls, you'd want to take and lay some bigger sticks down first, and then start your fire on top of that. Where you going, Trigger? Yeah, even with these pretty good conditions, this fire is still being just a bear to get going. Yeah, I could see having some major problems if it were raining. Just trying to keep this fire going. Fire's just being stubborn as hell. Good smoke. Get some kernels. Those are always good for starting a fire too. Thinner the better. There, I think she finally took off. Acorn. Sure he's going to investigate the acorn. Goofy dog. Good solid piece of oak here. We'll put that on once this fire decides what it's doing. Another good piece. Garbage in there, take care of. Good boy. But I will let you all go for now. And once dinner gets ready here, I'll bring it back online. So, I'm doing spaghetti tonight. I decided to cook both bags. And the secret to rehydrating spaghetti is when you put your spaghetti noodles in, you put the water roughly an inch above that, and you just kind of simmer it, I guess, would be the word. But I was only going to do one, and I was going to do one for lunch tomorrow, but I've got rice with chicken and jalapenos I'm going to do for lunch tomorrow instead, because I worked up quite an appetite putting the shelter up. You know, if it were cooler out, it wouldn't have been bad, but with this heat, it was just obnoxious. So we're gonna let this sit for a couple minutes till I get a good bunch of coals underneath my little oven I made, and go from there. So the wood I threw in there is pretty much turned into coals, so we're gonna take and make it into this little oven compartment, if you want to call it that I made, because I don't want a whole lot of heat, but I definitely want it to have some heat. That's definitely good. So we're going to leave that. We're going to take our spaghetti and set it right there. I think that's going to be perfect. We don't want to lose coals in case these ones burn through before the spaghetti's even remotely close, so we're going to keep putting wood on. We got a bunch of oak that I got broken up, so we're just going to keep the oak going. That way I can, over to popple, so that way I can keep her going and, you know, all that fun jazz. But there's the spaghetti. Now I just gotta wait a little while for it to rehydrate. Well, dinner's cooking. I found this. Might have some of that tonight. I got 2 of these, so let's see how it goes. So anybody that doesn't know, this is Paracord. Okay, really strong stuff, rated for like 550 pounds. So if you take this outer casing off, you've got 7 strands in here, which you can actually break down even smaller if you wanted to, and, like, I don't know, trying to make a snare or fishing pole or something, or fishing line rather. But what I'm going to do with it is make something to hang my battery charger. Because it's in my way. In my way, it's in my way. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. That didn't work. I'm going to have to tie a couple of knots on this thing. Okay, so we're going to try this again. Okay, this string is just too small to get that to work, so we're just going to tie a good old-fashioned simple knot. Thank you, Trigger. Lay down, you butthead. Yeah, there you go. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. You're bugging me. You're bugging me. It's amazing the silly ass songs I get stuck in my head. Got Electric Avenue stuck in my head. Haven't heard that song in years. And just poof, popped into my head. At least it's not that one song. You may have heard it. It goes something about a baby shark and blah blah blah. Not singing it. So, same concept as what I used to hang my hiking pack. There. A little too crooked. Okay, I'm completely out of frame again. What did I do? There. So, I've got this extra rope. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So we're just going to put it right here. My magical pile. I'm going to check supper real quick, see how that's coming along. Getting there. It's a getting there. I'll make some more coals on. Poor Trigger is just tuckered out from today's events. And I'm sure the heat. Poor little fella. So, I think I'm going to crack open one of these beers. I suppose if I drink them tonight, I ought to sleep pretty good. Maybe. Feel rather accomplished today. I didn't get as much done as I had in my head that I was going to get done, but I got quite a bit done, and considering the distance I had to drag this stuff through and how heavy these pieces were and everything snagging on everything, I got quite a bit done. I do like the fact that there's a divot right here and I can kind of sit here, but tomorrow I am going to build a chair. I know I said I was going to do that today, I just didn't get to it. The heat really kicked my butt. So, here's to a good day. It's actually not that bad, being it's piss warm. It's a good beer. So, I'm just going to keep tending to the fire, and I found a couple more good solid pieces of oak, and I took my saw after it. I got probably 7-8 pieces that are good 2 to 3 inches in diameter, and so I can keep the fire going. Like I said, I definitely will not need fire for heat tonight, but it'll help keep the bugs away and any bears if they decide to come and investigate. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but yes, I am very tired. I hope I sleep like a rock tonight. So tomorrow I'm probably going to take off around noon or so and head back. I got a good hour drive, roughly, a little bit less than that, to home. And I am in dire need of a shower. I did not bring any deodorant, and I wish I would have, because when you can smell yourself, it's not a good day. So yeah. Yep. I don't know. Hopefully I'm entertaining everybody. Maybe even educating some people. You know, like I said in my very first video, the finding the spot video, where I came across the spot where I wanted to build my shelter and everything and do my winter camping and spring and fall and everything else. I have, excuse me, some real world experience. I've read quite a few books. I've watched Survivor Man, I mentioned. I watched Joe Robinette. That guy is amazing. I watch Matthew Posa. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. He's a fellow Michigander. He is amazing. I love watching his shows. Love watching pretty much just those two. You know, so I haven't gone to any survival classes, anything like that. It's all theoretical. It's in my head. It's things I've read and things I've watched. Like I said, some real life experience. I mean, all the shelter really is building a fort, and who didn't build a fort when they were a kid? But, you know, it's all held together by sticks and paracord. There's no, well, I got smoky. There's no nails or hammers or anything like that holding this together. I mean, it could collapse. You know, it could have used 2 weeks of a ridge pole, and we could have a really big winter here in Minnesota, and I could come back and the snow collapsed everything. And, you know, that's how it goes. Hopefully it stays together. I mean, this is my first bushcraft shelter, I guess, that I've ever built. So I'm excited to see the finished product. I hope you are too. So I've done enough rambling. I'm gonna shut this off for a minute and check dinner, and when it's getting close to being done, I'll turn the camera back on because I'm sure everybody loves watching me eat. Peace. Ooh, it's almost spaghetti. Well, it is bedtime. I am going to bed. So, see you all in the morning. Good night. Probably can't see me, but it's 1:37 in the morning. I don't know if I went to bed too early or what, but I woke up about half an hour ago. And I cannot fall back asleep. I think I definitely went to bed too early. And I kept waking up every half hour or so, just not being comfortable. I don't know what I need to do next time, but yeah. This is not a very comfortable night. I don't know why. Got my sleeping pad, the bed's level, and I just keep waking up. So, yeah. I'll fucking fall back asleep for too long. Well, it's 2:35 in the morning, and I'm still wide awake, so I decided to get a fire going, try to chase the mosquitoes away again, and yeah, good times.